This is me. In this scenario, I'm Beethoven. Not a bad person to be. For all my life, I've lived in the house of songs in the town of music. It's all I know. It's my whole existence. I'm Beethoven. Right? Slowed down, came into the house of songs, and left. Piggy lived with me for a while in the town of music and the house of song. But like all of love and all of life, eventually they have to leave. They have to go somewhere. So Piggy leaves, and once again, it's me in the house of song in the town of music. However, what happens when Beethoven starts wondering what's outside of the town of music? What happens when he leaves the house? What happens when the roof is lifted off of him? Beethoven often wonders what else is out there. I think Beethoven is trying to realize his search now. I have a genuine fear of filming in public, like a genuine fear of it. It's crippling, almost. I've never had a panic attack, but I feel like it's the second right before a panic attack happens, when your chest is tight and there's no sound. It's like that, but for every single second that I'm outside with a camera. But today I'm overcoming that fear. I'm out filming in public, because if I don't do it, someone else will. There was this guy silhouetted on the ferry, and I kept looking at him like I recognized him, but I would have no reason to recognize him. But he comes up to me and he says, "Aren't you the guy that had the pig on the ferry?" And wouldn't you know it, I was the guy with the pig. His name was Maurice. Small world. Small world. It's amazing what things will happen to you whenever you step outside of your apartment, right? It's amazing that, like, there's things to do, and there's places to go, and there's people to see. What's next? Are you gonna tell me that waking up early and going for a walk is good for you? Are you gonna tell me that getting enough sleep makes you feel better? Come on, so many things to learn. I don't actually know why I'm in Staten Island. I told someone I was going to Staten Island, and they said, "You know there's nothing in Staten Island." And I said, I think that's kind of the point. Both points were made true. I think it was kind of the point, and there's nothing in Staten Island. I'm sure there is. Here's the thing about me. I don't know if it's just in my head and it makes it harder on myself, but I feel like I write the best music when the main thing that I'm doing isn't music. I just think every song that I've ever truly loved that I've written has been written when there was a million other things going on in my life. Have you ever asked a Domino's employee how their day is going and they can give you a confident, "It's alright"? No, there's a million things going on at a Domino's. When I was delivering, I wasn't in college and all my friends were in college. And I was in this town that I didn't grow up in, delivering pizza to college parties that I would never be invited to. That's a lot of emotion to process. But now that all I do is music, I don't get how other people do it. I don't get how you make music when all you can think about is music. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I do get that the statue really smells like pee. It's a pee corner. I'm in a pee corner. In a lot of ways, this is a very good distraction, and I think it's me looking for feeling and emotion, you know? But I love you. And I love my little pea statue. Look, the sun has gone down on Staten Island, as I'm sure it does every day, gone down on Staten Island. I can't be 100% sure that it does it every day, but I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say that Staten Island also has sunrises and sunsets. I was promising you, personally, you just didn't know it, a tour of Staten Island from someone who's never seen Staten Island. What we did end up doing is overcoming the great obstacle that I personally face. You guys didn't really overcome anything, but that's okay, there's still tomorrow for you. Let's make it about me. I overcame the great personal obstacle, the 400-dash hurdle. Is that a real thing? I overcame my fear of videoing myself in public. Wow, when you say it, it's a really demeaning fear to have. I think there's a lot more admirable fears that a man can have. Like, no, actually I take it back, there's none. There's none. Hey. There is a very real fear that a man can have, and it's whatever confrontation that just went down now. I think he was trying to steal my backpack. It was on the bench, and he looked at me, and I waved. I said, hey, I don't know, do people steal things? He like walked up to it. I don't know. I can tell you two things that are confidently in Staten Island. There's a Shake Shack, and there are mosquitoes. So, if you put that together, it's a lot like a lot of other places, but it's not. There's some, like, football game? I don't know.
Be so high. If you might be interested in, say, having a free t-shirt thrown at you, in order to get that, I need you on your feet, I need hands in the sky, and most importantly, just in case, would you make some noise?
Woo! I love Staten Island.
I got a trophy right here for the Green Squad, the first recipients of this trophy in the second annual softball game.
Take everything you thought you knew about Staten Island. Good? Throw it out the window. That was the most fun I've had ever in my life. Everything about Staten Island that I thought I knew was wrong. It's an awesome, awesome place. In the town of music, there's always something to do. There's always a song to make. There's always a person to meet. There's always something to do. However, what happens when Beethoven starts wondering what's outside of the town of music? What happens when he leaves the house? What happens when the roof is lifted off of it? Beethoven often wonders what else is out there. I'd really like to say anything that could wrap this whole thing up nicely. But I just realized that I love this. You know? I was having such a nice time on the train and I realized that I left my fucking headphones by the Staten Island ferry. I don't even know if they're still there. They're in like a little bush area. I'm just gonna taxi back to the Staten Island ferry and see. This Staten Island ferry, I was leaning over to film something on the same place where I filmed leaving the Staten Island ferry, and there's this whole poetic thing, but the lighting wasn't good, so I left, and I had taken off my headphones and put them next to my thing. I'm back at the Staten Island ferry again. I bet you didn't think I'd be back so soon. I couldn't get enough. Do we think my headphones are still there? You would not believe. You too. Have a good night.